welcome to 108 Gate, where we're looking at the current energies relevant for when you're arriving to this video. Sorry, some cards just fell out, so let's have a look at what's come out. So we've got this one first. On a space, in a space, on a space. It's specific. It felt weird to say if you think about it, on a space. What? So in a space, on a space. When you're in a space, you are a part of it. This is just the energy that's coming through. So when you're on a space, you're more of a observing. So if you're on top of a situation, you're observing the situation. If you're in a situation, you're involved in the situation. That's the distinction that's coming through. So bear with me, because it is a very strange energy that wants to be kind of untangled. It wants to be unthreaded. It wants to be disentangled. So before we go on to that, this is The Weeping Woman by Pablo Picasso. So this kind of ties in now with this of that shedding the tears that otherwise are holding us bound to situations, holding us bound to circumstances which we just need to let go of, that are no longer part of our future, that are no longer part of our direction which we're going in. We have healed to a point of allowing it to know and feel and trust that we've learned the lesson from it. We've acknowledged the process of where that emotion was taking us. So now coming back out of that to understand that it happened. This was the consequence of it. Now at the other end of that, and understanding the consequence was this and that for a reason. What was we not doing to support ourselves to create those emotions in the first place? Therefore, learn from that, acknowledge that, evolve from that, now provide self-support that does no longer take us back into the cycle of taking us to this particular set of wounds, this set of tears. But the tears have to be shed. The courage has to come in. The oh no, it's making more sense. Okay, the courage has to come in. The strength has to come in to acknowledge these things. Hence, sitting on a space, we're observing it, but we're not actually allowing ourselves to go into it. We're observing a acknowledgement of a particular emotion, a particular space, a particular incident. It's almost as though it's over intellectualizing. And I said almost because it's not just over intellectualizing, because then if we over intellectualize something, look at why we often do that. Usually it's because it keeps us giving a safe space, a safe detachment from having to go into that space. So if we go into the pattern of intellectualizing everything, instead of just like, right, okay, I need to go and feel this emotion. I need to go and actually tend to these processes of shedding these tears, of connecting with these emotions, with connecting with the acknowledgement, the realization, the concept. We might over intellectualize, therefore giving ourselves a particular distancing from certain things, giving us a distance from the pain that may be coming up. Instead of that, you've got two coins here. So usually the two coins are being juggled. Finding the courage, or should I say, allowing for you to receive the courage, the strength, the tenacity, the discernment, and anything else required for you to be able to go into this space from this space. So having that time to look at things, having that space to look at things from an intellectualized position, from a observation kind of point, and then able to go down, look at what the options are, look at where you've come from, look at where you're going to, look at where you've been, and where you might be feeling stuck and can't get to the next point. There is a hook, there is an entanglement, there is an energy that's keeping you in that space here. Need to let go of the intellectualization of it. Yes, it's always perceived as good to be intellectual about certain things, but this is not about being intellectual. This is about experiencing the emotion, experiencing the thing that came out. And this is on the side, came out on its side. So what was it that you were connected with? What was it that you were... the fish has gone out. Are you letting the fish out? Letting go of the emotions, letting the emotions flow, letting the captured emotions that are stuck, locked, and you've captured them because at some point they may have been unbearable to feel. At some point they may have been unbearable to even admit to having. Trusting the strength is going to loosen this up, and then you can tip it up and let the flow go. Let the flow happen. Let the flow occur. Let the flow come in of emotions. Weeping Woman, Pablo Picasso. Right, we're going to go to masculine energy. The masculine energy is looking at this as in it's interesting because it's coming in excuse me, as the masculine energy saying or feelings that just do it, being practical about it, just do it. So the intellectualization of it, okay, when somebody is looking at something in an intellectual way, it's very obvious what the solution is. It's very obvious of what to do next. It's very obvious of like, just do that and you'll be fine. That's when it's easy to say, not necessarily easy to do. Because in the feminine energy, this is coming in as well. You're not the one who's got to feel it. You're not the one who's got to endure it. You're not the one who's got to have the flashbacks. You're not the one who has to remember certain things that you've been trying so hard to forget. You're not the one who's been reconnected with people, with incidences, with emotions, with times, with places, with sensations, with stimulus that you've worked so hard to push away, compartmentalize and put away. The masculine energy is coming in to show support. You within yourself, your masculine energy, you know you have the physical capacity, the emotional capacity, the courage, the strength, the physical tools, the 3D tools to be able to do what you need to do to support yourself through this feminine emotional process. So the masculine part of this is what you've got to be ready to just jump into the pool and swim. The feminine energy saying, I just got myself out of that pool. I have managed to stay away from that pool. I'm not even looking at that pool. Why would I have to go back there? I don't want to go back there. So bringing in enough tools, bringing in enough support in your masculine energy for you to feel supported by your inner self, by your consciousness, by your subconsciousness, to be able to handle what has been locked, possibly in the cellular memory, what has been locked in the subconscious far, far away from you, what has been locked in the... it's a big energy. So be gentle with yourself. That's one part of it. Really be gentle with yourself. There's a lot here. You've locked it away from yourself. You think you have, but you've just basically thinking, put it out of mind, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. But it's like now it's all coming forefront, so it's not out of sight. It's coming in the flashbacks, possibly. It's coming in memories. It's coming in smelling something and being reminded of something, or you eat something and it reminds you of something, or you can't eat something and that's making you feel something. Bring in the nurturing stuff. Remember, how have you nurtured yourself through certain things? How have you nurtured yourself in the past when you've hit that dip, when you've hit that difficult part? Don't wait for the difficult part. Don't wait for the dip for you to then nurture yourself. Nurture yourself before you hit the dip. so that you're ready for the dip before the dip even comes. That's the practical masculine application of, you've got the tools, you've got the resources, utilize them. Don't wait for a dip, don't wait for a difficulty. Utilize that stuff that nourishes you and nurtures you, so you can be nurtured and nourished all the time. There you go, strength, masculine energy, bring in that practical application. What kind of person are you? Let us know in the comments. Sometimes we all have different ideas and different ways of soothing ourselves, of healing, of bringing in greater energy. What do you do? Some people have a long bath, some people go for a run, some people cook, some people garden, some people have art expression, of creative outlet. This is going to be an internal kerfuffle. It's going to be an internal, not battle, so to speak. It's more of a struggle, which you know and feel. Oh wow, they keep jumping out. But it's the same one. The same stuff keeps jumping. A lot of swords. Well, I said it weren't going to be a battle. Maybe it is. Some things are going to be a battle. Some things are just going to come as a challenge. Overcome the challenge. Master the challenge, because some of the things that are going to come in, they are going to sting. They are going to hurt. You're going to feel the sting of it. The point is now that you've got to remember, you must remember, you don't have to, but I'm just saying, the energy is saying, the energy is coming in as, remember your resources. If you have to, get a list, so you have a physical thing to identify. What do you do when you get to that point of down, when you get to that point of difficult, when you get to that point of, right, I need to stop and replenish, I need to stop and rejuvenate? What do you do? King of Swords. Let's put that down here. It wants to go up there. So bring this down. King of Swords. Being very, very particular on what you're doing, how you're doing it. Overseeing this then. This is the protection I was talking about earlier. King of Swords coming in with the sword. I've got you this side and I've got you this side. You're protected. You need to, therefore, now... This is just what the energy is coming through as. Therefore, these two protective swords around here, gotcha. Now, with this safety around you, you have the space. Now you can go from being on the space, observing it, to in the space, and actually going through the process of going through this internal struggle, internal battle. The battles that you had with others, are they actually physically around you again, or is it just the memory and the flashbacks that you're having the battle with now? Therefore, your level of threat is depleted, is diminished. So acknowledging that the threat may not actually be there, that person may not actually be there. You are now confronting the emotion of what you weren't able to handle before, confronting the aspects, the concepts that you weren't able to confront before, the letdown, the disappointment. It's not the actual threat. The actual physical threat is not there. You're protected. Feel safe to do this. Feel loved to do this. Feel your compassion soothing you through this. I don't know why I keep saying this, but it's really important that you make an actual tangible list of how you heal yourself, how you feel comfortable when you're not in a good space. Don't wait to be in an uncomfortable space for it to happen. Be in a healthy space and then nurture, 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 nurture. Then, so it's almost, well, it's like an analogy that's coming in is like a marathon runner. A marathon runner isn't going to run the marathon, then hydrate themselves and feed themselves. They're going to make sure they're properly hydrated, properly fed, properly have all the stuff they need within them, the nutrients, the proper rest, that before they go for the run. Take that approach. Before you're going into this, make sure you've got your candles that you enjoy, the incense you enjoy, the foods, the healthy replenishing foods you enjoy. Is it in your fridge? Do you have the certain teas you enjoy? Do you have the certain running path? Do you have your kit? for running or whatever you do, to the gym? Is it all clean, washed, ready in your bag or in your closet, wherever it is? Is it ready for you to just literally, I'm feeling this way, let's put it on? Or is it in the washing basket ready to be washed and then to put on, therefore creating an obstacle for yourself? Everything should be at hand, ready for you to utilise now. That's effectively improving your way of being effective for yourself, efficient for yourself, and knowing that you're already ready to rejuvenate. You're already what's the word that's trying to come to? You're already compact. I keep hearing compact. That's not the word I'm trying, but that's really weird. You've already got the compact. What? You've already got the stuff there. So if you're going on a hike, you need your stuff in your rucksack to go on the hike, and make sure you've got all your resources with you. This is like going on a hike in rough terrain, weird weather. Don't quite know how it's going to go. English weather, essentially. Is it going to rain? I don't know. Is it going to be sunshine? We don't know. Just go with it. Make sure you're ready. Some things you can plan for, some things you can't. You've got the protection to go here. The Nine of Wands, mastering the part of the physical implementation of nurturing self, mastering the actual tools that you have, not waiting for you to dip, not waiting for you to go into the difficulties to then have to dig yourself out. You are already replenished and rejuvenated because you see this coming, and therefore you already can slap it away. Be ready. A bit like Bruce Lee. I was wondering how long it would take until Bruce Lee came in. I don't think I've mentioned Bruce Lee on this channel. I talk about him a lot. So now the Bruce Lee gate is open. Well, you've got the nunchucks as well, so there you go. Eight of Wands. Be ready for you from this. It wants to go on there, as we do on this channel. Let them go where they want to go. Let them show the shape of the energy. Let them express the energy of the concepts, the energy of the mood, the energy of the moment, the energy of what's to be worked on in this particular video. Like I've said before, welcome to you new to the channel. You don't have to, it's no date on the videos, that you can literally look at the titles and jump to whichever video suits you next. You utilise it. It's a free resource. And those of you who are visiting, if you'd like to subscribe, you're more than welcome. You can always unsubscribe. Give us a try. Give us a shot. See if it works for you. If it doesn't, then you can always unsubscribe. If it does, then there you go. You've got a bonus resource, a bonus of insight, a bonus community, whatever you want it to be. Communication with yourself will change. Communication as a result of not just sitting and looking at Weeping Woman. Let yourself remember those energies of the feminine energy, weeping, where you shut the emotion off because it was just too much to handle. It wasn't in a supportive space or a supportive time, so you had to shut it off. Slowly you can literally, I don't know why it sounds a bit weird, but you can literally turn the waterworks back on. It's safe to do so. You're protected. Communicate gently with yourself. Communicate truthfully with yourself. And in that also, where you've let people's lies misdirect you, let go of those lies. Let yourself see the truth under those lies. Also, misunderstandings or being misunderstood, let those things go too. It's a toughie, but you are warriors. You can do this. Or if you feel like you need support to do it, then let the support come in. Thanks again for those of you who are inquiring about readings. I do try and get back to you as soon as possible. So I would suggest you check your spam as well, because it might not always, just go to your inbox. And to let you know, I'm in GMT time zone, so that if those of you who are contemplating or wondering if you want a personal reading, I'm in GMT time zone. I usually do readings on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That's usually the date, but we can do them other times as well if you need, if you can't make Tuesday, Wednesday. But usually GMT time, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are for personal reading. And with that, let's get another one. I felt it. Just needed to come in and say, we've got this. Go to your higher self. Your higher self knows. Use your higher intelligence. Don't get stuck in over intellectualizing stuff. Now go into your higher emotional intelligence. You have everything you need within you, and automatically then externally it'll come in to support and hold. So for now, have a great day. Peace and love.